The Ripple versus SEC case could end tomorrow. That's right. You heard me. According to crypto experts and legal analysts, the 5-year-long court war is finally coming to an end. This might be the most positive indicator for Bitcoin ever. XRP's future is going to be insane, of course. Some experts think that the price of XRP Ripple coin could go over $100. This could be the most important XRP video ever. Don't let this chance pass you by. Let's get started right now. Disclaimers: the XRP community is buzzing with excitement, and for good reason. It seems like Ripple's legal fight with the Securities and Exchange Commission is coming to an end. After over 4 years of lawsuits, rumors, and a lot of ups and downs in the market, we may finally be seeing the end of one of the most important crypto cases in history. XRP Dragon tweeted that XRP is coming for whatever the SEC took from it. A strong declaration, but one that shows how angry and full of energy XRP holders have been for a long time. What started out as a crackdown by the government has grown into something bigger, a sign of resistance, survival, and maybe even redemption soon. Voices like Tony the Rippler have given the community even more hope. He recently suggested that the SEC might officially end the Ripple case during Crypto Week. This could be the time XRP holders have been waiting for, and he's not the only one. From all across X, people in the neighborhood are pushing the SEC to finish it. XRP Insights posted with a dash of humor and a lot of honesty: "Please tell the SEC tomorrow that the Ripple case is over. XRP community, kind regards." But there is a more down-to-earth reason for what's going on and why the final closure hasn't been declared yet. Even though everyone is talking about it on social media, there is no conspiracy or stalling going on, unlike what many people think. Mark Fogel, who used to be a regional director at the SEC, says that everything is going as planned. Fogel said in a recent article that Ripple and the SEC have both decided to abandon some sections of their appeals. Now, it's just a matter of following the legal process. He noted that no one is holding up the case and that neither the court nor either party is responsible for how fast it is moving. The truth is that things are more bureaucratic than dramatic. The final motions haven't been filed yet, and once that paperwork is in place, the lawsuit will be formally over. You need to know what that closure would imply. Ripple is likely to get back some of the ground it lost now that the legal cloud has been cleared, not only in terms of market trust, but also in terms of U.S. listings, relationships with institutions, and clear rules. XRP could come out of this not only free of the SEC's most serious charges, but also as one of the few cryptocurrencies in the U.S. with unambiguous legal support. It's almost poetic that all of this is happening during Crypto Week, a time when there is often news, fresh ideas, and progress. The markets have already begun to respond, and XRP is exhibiting indications of new life. But the true spark might happen when this case is officially ended. At that time, XRP won't be simply another altcoin. It will have survived a historic judicial battle that might change how digital assets are viewed in the U.S. for years to come. This moment isn't only about winning in court for people who own XRP. It's about getting back lost time and trust, and now being able to look forward without having to worry about an unresolved lawsuit that was holding everything back. One thing is clear: no matter when the news arrives, this fight isn't just for Ripple anymore. The XRP community is ready for this win too. Isn't it crazy? And just when you think this story can't get any more exciting, experts and those who work in the field are making big predictions about what will happen next. People claim XRP is going to shock the whole market, not simply with clear laws, with a price change that no one saw coming. Believe me, what you're going to hear will shock you. That means XRP is about to burst out big time. It's finally happening, tweeted Bark, echoing the mood of thousands of traders who think the tide is finally changing. John Squire said it was the simplest play ever, and Jack the Rippler didn't hold back at all. The price of XRP will go up to $100. Trader Girl even got in on the joke, or maybe not. That XRP will go up to $589 tomorrow. It may sound crazy, but in crypto, faith typically drives progress. So how genuine is it really? Let's break out the numbers. A new math model that assumes XRP's price would climb steadily by 3% per month shows a picture that is both hopeful and realistic. If XRP kept going up at that rate, it would be worth $10 by 2029 and $50 by 2034. And ultimately, by January 2036, just over a decade from now, it will have crossed the $100 mark. It sounds sluggish and steady on paper, but compound growth is very strong. Over time, what starts off as minor bumps every month turns into a mountain. But here's the truth. Like most cryptocurrencies, XRP doesn't go up and down in a straight line. In the past, we've seen more feasts and famines than continuous growth. XRP's best years were 2017 and 2023. It only had 8 good months each, and they were usually only a few in a succession. Long-term linear models are useful to look at, but they aren't good at making forecasts because of how quickly things change. But experts aren't afraid to think big. In this market cycle, DK64Trades thinks XRP might go beyond $10. Crypto Bull has said that if we see momentum like we did in 2017, the price should go up to $20. And then there's EGRAG, who is one of the most well-known XRP chartists. He has always said that $27 is a midterm aim, a price that now seems a lot closer. It's crucial to realize that a $100 XRP isn't assured. And it might not even happen in the immediate term, but it's not just a fantasy either. It depends on a lot of things. Real regulatory certainty, which is closer than ever. Ripple's cross-border technology being used all over the world, and a bigger crypto bull market. If those things fall into place, the path to triple digits becomes less about not if, but when. Right now, feelings are mounting quickly. The lawsuit is almost over. The token is picking up speed. And what about the XRP army? They've been waiting for this for years. The $100 ambition isn't just a number. It's a sign of everything XRP has worked for. The community seems eager to ride this wave all the way, no matter how long it takes, whether it's 10 months or 10 years. And of course, we can't forget about Ripple's business partners. We all know that they are a big part of XRP's ability to go up a lot in value. But what is going on behind the scenes right now? Most people don't know how huge it really is. Big companies, banks around the world, and real-life use. This isn't just talk, it's really occurring. And believe me, when you find out who Ripple is working with, you'll be shocked. So, the chance that XRP will be used all around the world could have a big effect on its price. And the latest news about Ripple's connection to Swift could shift the game. Vincent Van Cote, well-known software developer and blockchain fan, made a daring claim that shook up the XRP community. Swift, the world's largest interbank messaging service with more than 11,000 members, may soon say that it will use Ripple and XRP as a second layer for settling transactions. If this is accurate, it would be a huge change in the world of finance. Ripple and Swift have been competing for years to change how payments are made across borders. For decades, Swift's network has been the main way for banks throughout the world to talk to each other. But many typically say it's too slow and costs too much. Ripple, on the other hand, came up with a cutting-edge solution in RippleNet and its on-demand liquidity mechanism, which uses XRP to give you instant liquidity without the hassle of having to pre-fund accounts. This technology not only speeds up payments, but it also cuts the costs and money tied up in cross-border transactions by a huge amount. Van Code's statement makes it sound like Swift might be changing its mind and going from competing to working together. In his own words, you don't always have to beat your opponents. Just terrify them sufficiently to get them to play with you. This shows that legacy institutions are starting to understand this more. It's really important to keep up with the times, and using blockchain solutions like Ripple's might be the best way to do that. XRP might be affected in big ways. Using XRP as a bridge asset for real-time settlement would fix a lot of problems with the present system, making transactions between countries cheaper, faster, and more open. Think about Swift. The long-standing titan of global finance has formally adopted a decentralized digital asset for settlement. This would not only make XRP more legitimate, but it would also greatly enhance its demand and usefulness, which are two of the main factors that drive up the price of any asset. Swift hasn't publicly acknowledged these conversations, but the world of finance is already changing. Swift has tried out blockchain interoperability and admitted that Ripple and other comparable technologies are becoming more popular. Ripple has worked with a number of central banks and financial organizations around the world to create a network of real-world use cases. In my opinion, this possible partnership between Swift and Ripple is the perfect storm for XRP to become popular over the world. It fits with the trend in mainstream finance toward digital assets and tokens. Once an established player like Swift shows that they trust XRP's usefulness,